Okay, let's dive right into the OET writing test. We're going to break down exactly what it is, how it's structured, and most importantly, what you actually need to do to pass. So, the first thing you really got to get your head around is what this test is all about. It's not here to trip you up with tricky grammar or super advanced vocabulary. No, it's way more practical than that. It's all about checking how well you can write the kind of stuff you'd actually use every single day in a clinical setting.
And that brings us to a really key idea. It's all about purpose over perfection. So, what on earth does purpose-driven communication actually mean? Well, it boils down to three things the assessors are looking for. 1. Do you get who you're writing to? 2. Can you pick out only the information that's actually relevant for that person? And 3. How clearly do you lay it all out? See? It's about being effective, not just being a grammar superstar.
All right, so let's see how this whole idea of purpose shapes the actual test itself.
Yeah, the writing task is a perfect example of this. It's designed from the ground up to test those real-world communication skills we were just talking about.
And here it is, the task. You are always going to be asked to write a formal letter. Now, the patient details might change, the context will be different depending on your profession, but the core task, it's always the same. You're writing a referral or a handover letter to another healthcare professional. That's it. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. There's a direct cause and effect here. Because you're writing a formal letter, some rules just kick in automatically. You can't just throw in a bunch of bullet points or messy notes. You have to write in proper, connected sentences. This really shows why the flow is so important. The whole point is to create a letter that a busy colleague can read and understand in a snap. Okay, let's switch gears and get into the nitty-gritty of the test format. This little chart gives us a great snapshot. So you've got 45 minutes total. But, and this is the crucial part, look how it's split. You get 5 whole minutes just to read the case notes before you even start writing. That's your planning time right there. It's designed to help you figure out what's important before you put pen to paper. And here's another key number to remember, the word count. You're aiming for about 180 to 200 words. That's it. This isn't some massive essay. It's a short, professional letter. Honestly, that makes the 40-minute writing time feel a lot less stressful than what you might see in other English exams. And here is a huge piece of good news, something that really takes the pressure off. You don't have to memorize a single thing from the case notes, not a thing. You can look back at them anytime you want during those 40 minutes, so the task becomes less about your memory and more about your ability to find and organize the right information. Big difference.
So we get the format. Now for the million-dollar question. What does it actually take to pass this thing?
All right, listen up, because this is a major update you need to know about. Starting in 2025, a lot of countries are actually lowering the writing score you need to a C+, which is 300 points. So what does that mean for you? It means you don't need to produce some kind of perfect, super advanced piece of writing anymore. The passing standard is becoming much more realistic.
So how do you get that C+? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. It really just comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, just follow a standard letter structure. Nothing fancy. Second, be picky. Only choose the info that the reader absolutely needs to know. And third, just focus on writing sentences that are clear, polite, and accurate. You do those 3 things, you are well on your way to passing.
And all of this leads to a pretty surprising takeaway. When you think about the clear format, the lower score needed, and that simple path to passing, well, you can probably treat the writing section as a lower priority in your overall OET study plan. Seriously, this could free up a ton of your energy for the other parts of the exam. So, the question to leave you with is, how does knowing this change your prep strategy?